Do the intro.
You have tuned into T3 2T podcast. Don't do that to me. I can't do the opening.
And she's right in saying that. Hi, everyone. I'm Ethan McKinley, your host of the 2-Minute Terminator, where we break down the Terminator films 2 minutes at a time. We are on episode 24, and we are going from
46 to 48.
The 46 of the 48-minute mark. The 2 minutes bridging that gap, and it starts with this. Basically, it begins and ends with a conversation with John Connor, played by Nick Stahl, and Kate Brewster, played by Claire Danes.
Boring.
Yeah. Hit the music.
Yeah. Confused. Yeah.
Howdy, stranger.
Don't say howdy, stranger, to me.
Hi, I'm Chief Master Sergeant William Candy.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
We do indeed. We do finally get out of the van, though. Once we discuss the fact that... What's the name of the kid? It almost sounds like some kind of weird chocolate bar. Was it? I just can't... I'm thinking Bedinkies, but I'm just thinking of Twinkies. That's not the case.
Who are you thinking of? What do you mean?
The guy whose basement they made out in. What's his name?
Ah, okay. Well, there's quite a bit to say about that, to be honest. So you'll be...
Is there?
Oh, you'll be quite pleased. Yeah. In the back of the RV, first of all, some of the scenes were shot on desert highways, as in the same desert highways that Breakdown was filmed in. That was one of Jonathan Mostow's previous films. The film starring Kurt Russell about his wife getting kidnapped.
Ooh. Love a bit of Kurt Russell.
Yeah, Kate's character in this film is meant to serve as the audience's eyes and ears to the world of Terminator, being an outsider to the group, because obviously anyone watching this film will be not familiar with the Terminator films at all. Kate has red hair and mentions to John Connor that she went to the same school. You remember? We talked about this like 2 episodes back.
She's like, we went to school together.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh my god. You were so much hotter when you were 8.
They were at school basically the day before the T-101 and the T-1000 arrived in Terminator 2, and Kate and John made out in Mike Kripke's basement. Kripke.
So I wasn't too far when I was thinking
The
Bedinky.
Kripke.
The key, Judd! Give me the key! And that relates to this because Arnold Schwarzenegger was in both films.
Well, it relates to this because, as I said in, I think, prior episodes, I think we mentioned it way back when we started the show, that Kate Brewster, meant to be, I'm not sure, but it's intonated by fans, or maybe fans have tried to retro kind of like engineer this to fit with Terminator 2, that Kate Brewster is in fact the red-haired girl who directs the T-1000 to the Galleria. I think he went to the Galleria. Yeah, the Galleria. And he goes, the Galleria?
Yeah, the Galleria.
Yeah, she was in a show called Punky Brewster, that chick.
Is that why she's now called Brewster?
Punky Brewster? Who knows?
You're so cool, Brewster. So do we think that she's so arsey because this was kind of like the boy that got away?
No.
Like, you kissed me and then you got arrested.
No. She's in the same mind as you.
She's totally turned on.
She's not. She's in the same mind as you in the sense you're like, who's this stupid monkey man who thinks he's cool? He certainly isn't.
I think she's secretly turned on.
Really?
Yeah.
I disagree.
I would be. If I've been thrust into the back of a van by Arnold Schwarzenegger and there was another dude in there waiting for me. Yes.
And if that dude was Nick Stahl.
Oh.
Yeah.
Maybe I'd kill him and then have my way with him.
Are they going to find him or find him and kill him? Well, they'll find him. You didn't answer me. You just trailed off.
And also, this scene further reiterates that the whole time scale
It's a ghost car. These highways are full of ghost cars. Hold me first.
Oh, what's this fog? Oh, William.
Miss Hoover, I ate my worm.
I ate my worm. I love that. It's so good. Is this my house?
By the way, on a
house.
side note, Ellie, how many Marvel films did you see so far?
Oh, well, Ethan very kindly downloaded all the Marvel movies for me, put them on a hard drive, and put them all in release order date. Is that correct? Unfortunately, due to
Yes,
the fact
Ellie, I
that...
bought them off iTunes. Moving on.
Oh, I didn't say you... Anyway, I managed to watch Hulk, which I thought was good. It wasn't amazing, wasn't terrible, but I quite enjoyed it.
Did you get what I said before? That it was like an art film. It was really quite existential and retrospective-y, kind of like he's just looking at flowers and thinking, and he gets quite psychedelic in places.
Yeah, totally. But I really liked how kind of cartoony it was. I thought that was quite cool.
You mean the panels of the comic book?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also the fact that with the actual Hulk as well, they made him look quite cartoony. They didn't try and make him look too real. So I kind of feel like, even though I didn't read the comics...
Well, I think it was a consequence of them not being able to make him completely look real.
Oh, definitely. But that's what I mean, though. I think...
Because the Hulk in the Avengers
CGI
now, I think, looks amazing.
Yeah, but with CGI nowadays, they try and make everything look really real, and they kind of... I don't know. I feel like they kind of miss something. Whereas it is film at the end of the day. It's not meant to really look real. So I really liked the actual...
Shorthead
the
Sam
design
Elliott.
of the Hulk. Shorthead Sam Elliott was weird. Although he's still got that cock duster moustache, so I'd maybe just make him wear a beanie hat.
Well, did you not the Hulk? But I mean, this didn't really kick in until the other Marvel films. The next film you have to watch is The Incredible Hulk, right?
Well, in the order that you put them in was Hulk, and then it was Iron Man, which I loved. I thought Iron Man was great, really liked it. And the reason I'm so shocked that I like it is because I hate Robert Downey Jr. But in that film, he is so goddamn sexy, it's unreal. Like, I just sat there just shaking my head, and I was like, this is another schmooze moment. Like, I'm so disgusted. I could fucking peel my eyes right now, but I'm really enjoying this movie. Well, I really, really wanted to watch the second one.
Tony Stark's The Charm Factory.
Huh?
Do you get... Well, I'm not sure if I think this at all, but Sophie and Eloise were convinced I'm
totally.
Like Robert Downey Jr. in that. I'm like Tony Stark in that film.
Yeah, completely.
Playful and cheeky and a bit odd.
Just minus the scientific mind.
Yeah, and the cash and the charm.
But just the way he talks, like when he walks into this event, this big swanky dude, and this busty blonde comes up to him and she's like, "Oh, hi, do you remember me?" And he goes, "No, should I?" I was like, that's such an Ethan thing to say. Yeah, he's massively like you.
Whoa.
I totally agree.
That's a bad thing.
Sophie and Eloise, I concur.
Did you watch till the end of the credits, Ellie?
I think I did.
The reason I say that is because in all Marvel films, starting with, I think, Iron Man, but maybe not, but I know they definitely do it in the next film you're supposed to watch in that sequence, which is The Incredible Hulk. Mm-hmm. The 2008 version, which is a sequel to Hulk, but now Eric Banner is out as the role of Bruce Banner, and in is Edward Norton, who was meant to do more Hulk films and then dropped out, and then Mark Ruffalo took over. But at the end, in the middle of the credits and the end of each credits, there's a clue and a little Easter egg, if you will, to the next Marvel movie.
Okay.
So at the end, I think of Iron Man 2, they find Thor's hammer.
Yeah, no, that wasn't at the end of the first one. Definitely
no, because, well, Marvel didn't really start making its own films until around 2010, I think, when Disney bought Marvel. Because Paramount released...
Jesus, Disney own everything.
Oh, yeah, they bought Marvel, they bought Star Wars, they bought Disney.
And Star Wars? yeah, but they're two of like the biggest bloody production things out there.
Well, it's quite worrying in a sense that now much of the kind of mainstream entertainment comes...
And you do know what Walt Disney was, don't you?
A cuddly guy with a moustache who just wanted to draw things, make children happy.
I'm not going to say because you get upset and I'm not PC. But I think we all know what I'm driving at.
A Nazi?
No, the opposite.
A black militant group?
Walt Disney was a Jew.
Oh. Okay.
And they control the media, let's be honest.
Well, weirdly, actually, the man who's just stood down from Marvel, their creative director, was an attorney called Ike Perlmutter.
Oh, God!
Who's also a Jew, and he's come under criticism recently because they were saying a lot of the recent Marvel films are just the same template, and he was saying, don't change the template, don't change the template. Now he's actually stood down and left that position. Kevin Feige of Marvel has taken over now, and he should hopefully be able to get some good stories. When you get to Ant-Man, you'll understand what I'm talking about, because it's almost identical in terms of story to Iron Man.
What Ant-Man is?
There's like a clever guy who has a piece of technology everyone's trying to get their hands on, and then he has to fight either a mentor or a student character at the end who's his big nemesis. It's very much a template of the Iron Man story.
I feel that Iron Man was quite... Actually, when was Iron Man made?
2008. So it's 8 years ago now.
Wow. No, 2007. I thought it was quite daring, actually, to have... it was basically the battle between America and... Which country was that?
Well, they didn't really say, but it's like a Middle Eastern vague country.
I was just like, whoa.
Yeah,
I thought that was quite brave.
Well, if you get a chance,
if
you look at the end credits of Iron Man, I think at the end of Iron Man, Nick Fury, played by Samuel L. Jackson, comes to recruit him. Or if it's not that, it's the end of The Incredible Hulk, the next film you need to watch. And there'll be little nods to the previous films or the ones that are coming. They're called Easter eggs.
I'll just imagine that you're sat there just kind of nodding and giving a suggestive look every time it happens, going,
yeah. I can't wait for you to get to Captain America: The Winter Soldier. That was the high point.
I enjoyed the first Captain America film because that's what kind of got me on this whole Marvel thing. Loads of my mates are into it, but I've never really watched any of the Marvel films.
You just thought that was okay, though, didn't you?
What?
You just thought Captain America was okay.
It was okay, but what I really liked was the Hydra. I thought the Hydra were great. Anything to do with the Nazis, I'm there.
Yeah.
It's just, and the guy that was in The Matrix, I felt like he played the part really well. Himmler, wasn't it?
Yeah, Hugo Weaving.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah, that dude.
Hugo over there.
I thought that was really cool. I like the whole process of actually making him this. I like the fact that he was just this weedy little kid, and then all of a sudden they put him in this machine, and then they make him all hench. I thought that was pretty cool.
With Vita rays.
The chick in it as well. She's not wouldn't find her attractive normally, but there was just something
Hayley
about
Atwell.
her in that kind of. Yeah, I thought she was really hot.
Oh, she's really hot. Great body.
Right? I haven't seen her body. All I could see was this kind of stuffy old uniform and the big lips. I was just like,
Yeah. Well, I didn't think...
I would have given her my war effort.
because Captain America 2 is set in the modern day, I didn't think it'd be any good because of that, because I like the Indiana Jones kind of quality it had, because it was set in the...
Old school.
Yeah. But it's actually amazing. It's the best Marvel film and one of the best films of recent years.
Oh, really?
It's a really intense, cool political thriller. It's great.
No, I liked it. I didn't think it was... I'd say that I probably enjoyed Captain America more than Hulk.
Oh, yeah.
I did like Lizard Man, though. I thought he was cool, but you didn't like him, did you?
Well, no, that's the Spider-Man films that were redone again after Tobey Maguire. That's the Mark Webb films, The Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2.
I won't ever watch those ones. No way.
Well, you should.
No.
I think they're better than... All right, I think the guy playing... Well, the biggest mistake I think the filmmakers made with the Peter Parkers, Tobey Maguire was, I think, 29 or 30 at the time. And this dude playing Peter Parker now, even though they're not making any more films past this second one with the lizard, was that, I think, 28 or 29? So they're redoing it now with an 18-year-old kid playing Peter Parker, who's actually meant to be that age in the comics. So he's going to crop up as a cameo in Captain America Civil War, which is the third Captain America film, which will lead into Avengers Infinity War Part 1. And there we go.
It's a Marvel mayhem.
But yeah, you have to watch the credits. Basically, the credits stop, and then they show you another little Easter egg scene, and then they carry on, and then there's another one at the end and stuff. So
awesome.
You have to collect all these little disparate bits of information and take them into the next film
All
with you.
in. And then to the next stage of geekdom.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah. But as much as I'm actually really enjoying talking about Marvel movies, we are doing a Terminator podcast.
We are. You had an issue talking about Mike Kripke, the name Mike Kripke.
It wasn't particularly about him, but it just adds to the skewed up timeline and just reiterates the fact that they got John's age completely wrong, because he's saying, "Oh my God, I made out with you the day before I met him."
Well, the girl,
and now he's turned. Now we've all been brought together again, 10 years to the day, and she goes, "Oh my God, it's fate. We were meant to meet." And it's just like, if he was meant to be 10, then he should be 20. But they've made him 23. So he's actually just highlighted to anyone that actually pays any attention to the details of the film, not me, then, he's just highlighted the fact that actually he should actually be 20 as opposed to 23.
Well, also the girl in Terminator 2 that they're like, I guess people are alluding to that this has to be the girl that John kind of made out with.
She looks way younger than 10.
She looked way younger than 10 in that film. Or way younger than Edward Furlong's age 13-ness. But apparently Claire Danes and Nick Stahl found it difficult not to laugh during the RV scene because the name Kripke they had trouble saying, basically. It just sounded so funny to them. So.
Well, I would probably have just called him Twinkie, but hey. We then see the scene where the T-X goes and visits her fiancé, and we open the scene with the beautiful Neek glasses on the side. There's the advert for rapist glasses. These are Neek glasses, and then he wakes up and he thinks that Catherine's come back. And it's not Catherine. Claire, isn't it? No, that's Claire Danes. Kate Brewster. Catherine. Kate. Yeah. Why would the TX have wasted her time by sitting down on a bed and looking at a photograph? B, why would she then sit and then twist her whole body around? Or is it meant to scare him? Or is it just meant to be a cool effect of the film?
It's meant to be all three. It's meant to be like this Exorcist kind of spinning head effect, isn't it? So like, oh.
It is. It kind of made me think of like The Exorcist or something. Or, I don't know. Again, it's just weak. She wouldn't do that. If you're this killing machine and you have a prime objective, you go in there and you just kill the bastard. You don't sit down and start looking at his photos and his magazines. It's not like she needs confirmation that that's who he is.
Yeah. Well, there's lots of, as we've had in many of these clips, there's loads of like contradictory character traits between.
I guess if they don't have her saying much, I guess they just need to make her overact with her body. I don't know.
Yeah.
But again, the effect doesn't even look that great.
No.
Rubbish. And also, remember a few episodes back, I was talking to you about her arm that turns into the gun. And I was like, does it turn into anything else? All of a sudden, we hear a saw. And I was like, what? Where's this saw come from? And then he screams like a little girl, or like Ned Flanders. I have a question for you, Ethan.
Go on, Ellie.
Why is it that in films, when someone's being murdered, obviously not always, but something I've noticed, it's a bit of a trait, there will be a photograph, like a family photograph or something, and it will be zoomed in on it, and then all of a sudden you'll just see the blood of that victim just splat across the photo. Why do they do that?
I suppose it's meant to convey some bloody and horrific death, but yeah, it's blood going up the wall, blood going across a photograph, blood going, or a silhouette, and then the blood going up the wall. Or blood against, in Aliens, it's like blood against glass, seen from outside, or Aliens 3 when Pete Postlethwaite turns around and it's like an exploding head against the little window in the door.
Surely they just should have made this a bit better and just actually showed her soaring up his body. He's so weak looking though, isn't he? He's such a little faggot. And then the scene ends with the TX opening number 305 as the fiancé. So we know that he's been infiltrated.
You infiltrated my fiancé. I want my money back.
Oh my god, I've just remembered. Rick and Morty also make reference to the Thing. Yeah. Sorry. Carry on.
No, I was just listening intently to your charming interstitials.
But yeah, no, that's everything that I kind of noted down about this particular scene.
Well, that's good then. Well, anything else you have to say, my dear?
No. You? I thought you had loads of facts for this episode.
I did. We kind of did them.
Oh.
Well, I kind of covered them out of my own movie knowledge leading up to this point, and now I've just gone, apparently the girl with the red hair from Terminator 2 is meant to be Kate Brewster.
We should find a picture of this young girl and do a split screen of her and
All right,
Brewster
well,
in this movie.
here's a vague cock-up, but it's not really a cock-up. It's the T-1000 questions a red-haired girl and asks if she knows where John is, and she tells the T-1000 that John is in the Galleria. It's believed that the red-haired girl was indeed Kate Brewster, and it's possible that John may have told her that he was going to the Galleria when they were making out in Mike Kripke's basement the day before. So he was diddling this really stupidly underage girl at the age of 10 or 13. This is why it doesn't make sense. If he was 13, he might be doing those kind of things, but he was 10, so would he be doing those things?
I don't know. Some people develop sexually younger than others.
Yeah, I don't know. I know he's a bit of a tearaway, but that's pushing it for me.
Do boys even have pubes at 10?
No.
I can't even remember when I first got pubes.
My girl looked into the air to see... Yeah, if you look in the homework section of the show, listeners, I put this really funny bit of Patrice talking about To Catch a Predator, the American paedophile show.
Oh, it's so good. One last thing I'd like to say, actually, before we finish. My word from the Urban Dictionary of the day is frotting. Now, I thought it meant something different, but according to the Urban Dictionary, frotting is rubbing one's crutch against unexpected people, furniture, or walls. A favourite of sex-starved Japanese businessmen on the subway. Oh, nope, there's another definition. Frotting, rubbing, holding, or masturbating two penises together for sexual pleasure. Ah, this is the one I know. Usually both men stand or lie down facing each other so that the undersides of both penises touch along their entire length, allowing one person to masturbate both penises simultaneously. and it goes on. But I think I'm going to leave it there.
Is it a French word?
Does it have the orientation? Sexually rubbing, the uninvited act of stroking one's cock on an unexpected pedestrian. It doesn't say where it originates from, but here are other words relating to it. So there's frot, frottage, groove, tribadism, frottage again, frotted, fang, rub, scissoring. Wow. So there you go. Have you ever
Thank you for that,
rubbed your cock against an unexpected wall?
Frequently.
Actually, a genuine question. Have you ever accidentally rubbed your junk on someone on public transport?
Yeah.
Have you actually?
You do that every time you get on the tube. It's unavoidable.
See, women are always complaining about how difficult they get it. Men are being touched up on the tube. Do you hear them complaining about it? No.
Touched up on the tube.
Oh, brilliant. My hairdresser, a couple of times where he's been cutting my hair, he walks on the side and his crotch just kind of rubs up against my arm. I'm like, ooh, penis. Anyway.
Is that bad?
Thank you for listening.
Is that bad?
No, not at all. I love it.
Oh, wow. Lovely.
But I would. Oh, I found an unexpected puffy nipple.
Oh.
Nice. Well done. Yes, that's everything I have to say.
Okay, well...
Thank you very much for tuning in, listeners.
Move on to your next film, which is The Incredible Hulk. Note that I mentioned, I think the animation in this new Incredible Hulk, the 2008 Edward Norton version, the animation on the Hulk is actually worse than the 2003 version because they give the muscles such striations and no kind of fat on top of them. They just look really badly rendered as a computer-generated creature. Very strange.
Oh, so I've got that to look forward to at least.
You do.
Indeed. And how? I've been Ethan McKinley.
I've been Eddie Fitzgerald.
And you've been listening to the
T3. Ethan has had cerebral palsy for 7 years. Can you help? Yes, we'll return on Friday with more shows. I've been Ethan McKinley. Ellie Fitzgerald has been Ellie Fitzgerald. We'll be back with episode 25. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your week. And we'll be back tomorrow with another show.
Hasta la vista.
Baby.
Watch out for machines. They're unstoppable. Watch out for machines. They will go